Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths. Whether you were discarded, reverse discarded by this narcissist involved in your life, or you cut them off, it doesn't really make that much difference. You know, perhaps if you were the one that cut them off, it may be more instantaneous that they tried to pursue you. And perhaps if you were on the receiving end of a discard or a reverse discard, it may be a little bit more delayed. That's the only difference, right? But really, the reason this occurs is because the chosen one, the empath that you are, you go on with your life. You heal. You get better. You build yourself up. You may not be there yet. You may just be fresh out in complete devastation and pain. But the road is not dark and dingy, you know. Things are going to open up for brighter days. You know, you're going to heal yourself. You're going to become stronger. You're going to become more resilient. And it's at these moments when you start shining brightly again, the narcissist that was involved in your life keeps watching you. They keep tabs on you. No matter how long you've been apart. You only have to read in the comment section and see testimonies that people have received Hoovers even after decades apart. Right? That extreme, even after decades. But you're going to most likely hear from them again at some point in time. Right? A narcissist that was involved in your life is never truly done with you. Right? So when they see you start shining brightly again, you become more appealing to them, right? And this all comes down to them wanting to tear you down again. Really, behind the mask, behind all of the fakery they may sum it up as, or they may try to reel you in as, it's basically because they want to destroy you again. They don't want you to shine bright. They don't want you to be full of life. They don't want you to be healed. They don't want you to be like that. Remember, the time that they discarded you, reverse discarded you, or even if you cut them off because they become too toxic, they wanted to leave you broken. They wanted to leave your spirit broken. They wanted to leave you hurt, in pain, forever. They wanted you to stay that way. And them being naive, they really believe that they can make a chosen one or empath stay like that, stagnant, stuck, broken. And it's just not the case, right? Healing comes in different forms to each and every one of you. Some of you will heal at quicker rates than others, but it's not a race. You're all heading in the same direction towards eventually being healed, reaching the point of indifference, no longer caring about the narcissist, no longer caring what they're doing. That's where you want to all be heading for. And like I always say, keep it as a beacon. Aim for that point of indifference, right? I'll tell you a couple of things that will hinder your healing. If you're still looking on their social media, or if you're still trying to find out, if you're not on social media and you try and find out what they're doing from connections of yours, affiliations that both of you share, it's going to stunt your development in healing, you know, because you're staying fixated on them. The true path to healing is totally reaching the point of indifference. It's no longer caring about them. And that may seem a long shot right now to some of you. That may seem a long shot. Some of you may already be there, right? But that's a significant step in your healing journey to know. That's a significant step in your healing journey to know that you've reached the point of indifference, you know? That's a really significant step. But, you know, this is the nature of the narcissist. This is the nature of the narcissist. The narcissist acts like you're worthless, acts like you're nothing, and then all of a sudden things change, you know? And that's because they go out there in the world. They try to find your replacement. They fail to find your replacement. They struggle to find your replacement. you know. And this is another reason that you become more appealing again. But remember that if you stay broken and stay stuck, stay stagnating, staying hurt, betrayed, you're not going to be shining at your peak potential. You're not going to be radiating at your peak potential. It's all about getting back to your peak potential, radiating at the peak frequency. Now, I'm not telling you none of this so you actually let them back into your lives. None of you should want them back in your lives, full stop, right? That's the point you want to all head towards. You know, that's what I mean by indifference. You don't care about them, you don't want nothing to do with them. That's what I mean by indifference. You've reached that point, right? So realistically, discarded or not, you will become more appealing to the narcissist after you're gone. You see, it kind of comes down to they can't live with you, can't live without you. You know, they can't live with you, they can't live without you. That's what it basically comes down to. And they always want what they can't have. So if you become that figure in their minds, heart and soul, of somebody they can't have, of somebody they ruin the chance to be with, of somebody that they have no opportunity to be able to reel back out, to be able to draw back out, it becomes frustrating for them. You become even more appealing, you know? Because they remember the days when you were pure, transparent, loving, kind, caring. They remember those days. And that haunts them, you know? That haunts their psyche, that haunts their heart, that haunts their soul, because you were the genuine one in the relationship. And this doesn't just have to be romantic relationships, even though it may sound that way. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a colleague, it could be an associate, you know? It could be anything. You know, these people could have left you high and dry or become so toxic that you had to cut away from them. But eventually they know it's them. They know they're the problem. They do know they're the problem. They're not stupid. They do know that they're the issue, that they have these tendencies and these ways of being that make them unbearable to actually be around. So as time progresses forward and you start shining brightly again, you heal, you discover your purpose, you discover your meaning to your existence. This will happen. This will happen on your healing journey. You're going to discover your purpose and discover your meaning. You've heard me mention it so many times about people that have started to find something to get their teeth into, whether it's writing a book, whether it's making YouTube videos, whether it's making music, whether it's doing artwork. I've spoken to so many survivors of victims of narcissistic abuse, and they lead with their passion into these pursuits, you know. So this makes you even more appealing as well, because you've actually gone on and done better with your life without them, right? So they're pissed at that, they're irritated at that, you know, knowing that you're out there in the world and you're doing better without them. Because let's face it, the reality of a narcissist is tearing stuff down, breaking stuff apart, destroying things. You know, everything they touch turns to dust. You know, that's the reality of the narcissist that was involved in your life. You know, they break things apart, they tear things down. You don't do that. You nurture things. You know, these talents that you have, these hidden talents that you may not have been aware that you have, you'll nurture it. You'll evolve, you'll grow, you'll ascend, you'll develop, you'll healing. You'll look after yourself. You'll fill yourself with self-love, self-care. All of these things are crucial in your development, right? So don't forget about that. Filling yourself with self-love is a must, you know, especially after being in an encounter with a narcissist in your life. You know, filling yourself with self-love, self-care, it's a must. So just understand that you do become more appealing to them, right? You do become more appealing to the narcissist after you're gone. It may not seem that way at the very beginning. You may seem like you're the last person on earth they want to be around. They could have made it out that way, especially for a brutal discard or reverse discard. They could have made it out that way. But, you know, this is the thing. they're very good illusionists and making out that things are one way when they're not really that way at all. You know, they're very good illusionists. They're very good at making out things are a certain way, or things are, you know, they're very good at that, making out things are a certain way when it's not that in reality. In reality, they desire you. In reality, over the course of time, the more distance you have, there's something that says the absence makes the heart grow fonder. And the more distance and the more time you're apart, the more fonder their heart grows towards you. Because basically it comes down to as well, you know, all of the abuse or things that they were making out are a problem at the time of a discard, reverse discard, or even when you cut them off because they become too toxic. All of their things that they are making, that becomes less important. And through the course of time, they forget about those things and you become more important. So you rise and the other stuff falls away, you know? But they're weirdos. They're just complete weirdos, you know? But none of you should actually want to desire them back. But I can understand if you want to receive a Hoover or something like that. That's understandable. If you want to feel some validation, you want to feel that they made a mistake, you want some proof of this happening, it's highly likely that you will experience a Hoover from this narcissist that was involved in your life. They will try to reel you in, make sure that you're strong enough. And it's going to happen at a time, hopefully, that you've got enough discernment, you know, the ability to judge well, and you don't fall and get entrapped in that situation again, you know. But that's the thing, you know. And I touched on this in another video. The biggest secret of the narcissist, the biggest secret the narcissist never wanted uncovered. And you can watch more of that by clicking this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.